Can Sonic the Hedgehog work in 3D? That has been a question for a lot of Sega fans and video game fans in general. And even though you'd think time would necessarily help answer that question, I feel that time has probably made it worse, since there have been some really good 3D Sonic games like Sonic Generations, and then there's some very bad Sonic 3D games like Sonic 06. And I'm going to have a look at neither of those games, and instead I'm going to go and have a look at Sonic's first awesome adventure in 3D, Sonic Adventure, for the Dreamcast, and all the other consoles it's been ported to over the years. So let's see if Sega's first 3D Sonic formula holds up to this day. But before I start, I should let you know on a few things that you should probably know. I am playing the original Sega Dreamcast version, so there might be some things that have been changed and improved in the newer versions or got worse, but I'm just letting you know the Sega Dreamcast one is the one I'm playing. And secondly of all, I have only recently ever played Sonic Adventure, so this was my first time, so I don't have any nostalgia for it, then though this is my first ever 3D Sonic game. Not 2D, I've played tons of them, but 3D Sonic games, this was the first one, so just to let you know. Anyway, let's get started with the story. Dr. Eggman, also known as Dr. Robotnik, they use both names for him, is using Chaos, this blue monster thing, and the Chaos Emeralds to take over the world once again, so Sonic and the other characters must go and stop him. I know this is a little bit more complicated than that, but I really can't get into the complicated things because I could be here all day, and that is the basic gist you need to know right now. So, the story, it was not bad, but it isn't going to be winning any rewards. But to be fair, it hasn't got any hedgehogs kissing humans, so it gets a bonus in that front. The gameplay of Sonic Adventure 1 is split up into 6, well, technically 7 characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Gamma, and Big, the cat. I am going to talk about them quickly. Sonic the Hedgehog, my personal favourite character in this game. Fast and fun 3D platforming, and also got the longest story of all the characters. I haven't got many other things to say about him. You kind of know what you're going to get, really. But the only problem I have, and this isn't just with him, it's with really most of the characters that go quite fast, is his controls do feel a bit slippery. However, to be honest, I was kind of expecting that because, you know, he is running at the speed of sound. I better not carry on singing because I could get copyrighted, but you get the idea. The next character, Tails, I wasn't expecting him to be very fun. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting it. However, I was happily mistaken. I felt he was, well, pretty fun and racing against Sonic and to try and get to the end first. It's quite chaotic, quite exciting, and I really like just flying around with him. You know what, I wouldn't mind a spin-off game that allows you to play as Tails, just playing around in the air and stuff. I know he has had a spin-off game on the Game Gear, but that's not the point. I just wanted to point that out. It's not what I want. I want something a bit more standard. Though Tails does sadly suffer the same controls as Sonic, but you know, I was expecting that slightly as well after playing Sonic, so you know, I'm not surprised. Okay, next up is Knuckles. I am very sorry to upset any Knuckles fans at this announcement, but I don't like his gameplay much at all. It's just boring in my opinion. I try because you just have to look around and stuff. There's not anything much interest in my opinion. Like collectathons, I do like because it's the challenge of getting to it. However, there isn't much challenge. You just have to try and use the sensor thing that they use at the bottom. So it's not fun.
it is slightly better as the sequel, Sonic Adventure 2, where they made it a lot worse, so that probably doesn't help matters. However, yeah, I don't like it in Sonic Adventure 1 at all, and I have tried it, but again, just to make sure, but yeah, it wasn't fun. But at least his controls are a lot better, though he does sometimes accidentally cling on walls when I'm not wanting him to. But then again, I don't think that's too bad of a problem, it's just a bit of annoyance. Next up is hammering in is Amy. Amy, I personally quite liked. I know a lot of people don't, but, I think she was quite fun, and I preferred her over Knuckles, and one other character, I will not mention it yet, and, yeah, they are pretty fun. A bit long, her stages, and also I don't like that she has to stop every time she's just going to go bang. I think she's just too slow. Not because of her running speed, and that could also be speeded up. I just think that they could have made her, like, her movement just carry on when she's attacking. She doesn't have any attacks until she starts unlocking them. That keeps the movement going. Also, I think the pacing of her story mode was pretty badly done, but I don't blame that on the character, I blame that on Sega. So, yeah. And I'm sad that they couldn't expand on it on Sonic Adventure 2, because I feel there was potential in it. But Sega clearly didn't think that was the case. Gamma, he's fun, he's quick, and I quite enjoy playing as him. His stages are small, but that is not really a problem, and I think it benefits his type of gameplay. And what his gameplay is, you basically have to shoot down these targets, and then you'll get time for it. And more time you have, the more easier it's to get to the end, and generally you have to battle a boss at the end. So, yeah, pretty fun. And if I have to nitpick with Gamma, I would have to say he was a little bit slow, but that is just a little nitpick, and I don't think that is an issue. Now, what is an issue is Big the Cat. He's boring, he's hard, he's not very fun to play with the fishing game bit. It's just not fun. Never play as him, unless, well, apart from the one time until you have to beat him for the final story, but yeah, I don't like playing as Big. Loads of people don't like playing as Big. I can't defend this character. It's just not fun. I really just don't like Big, basically. And if you want any redeeming qualities, I guess he's fun playing on the overworld, but then again, he still gets hit by every attack or anything. But he controls pretty well, other than the fishing part. So overall, I think about the characters, I think most of them play pretty good. I wish that some of them did play better, but I think there are more better playing ones than less better playing ones. So I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, let's get on to some main thing that everyone loves about Sonic, the music. And, well, the sound effects, I put it in the same category, but mainly the music. And, well, do I need to tell you about the music? Sonic Adventure has awesome music. I extremely like the character theme tunes. And, okay, maybe it's, in my opinion, it isn't as good as Sonic Adventure 2, but can you really beat City Escape? I've already referenced it in this video, actually, so, how can you not beat? It's almost impossible to beat Sonic Adventure 2's music, so, it's not necessarily a bad thing to expect something like that. Sound effects, on the other hand, yeah, they're not necessarily the best, but they are not the worst either. They're traditional Sonic sound effects. So, what else do you expect? Okay, let's talk about graphics now, and I'll be straight out here and say they have aged. We can't deny it. Sonic Adventure's graphics have definitely aged, and not to the best of things. However, I think they haven't aged as badly as some people have said them. Okay, they don't look the prettiest, and the lips look quite creepy, but they look better than Shimu, who, I think that's how you pronounce it, sorry if I don't pronounce it properly, where the lips don't like move at all. And let's be honest, they've definitely aged in a lot better than some of the games on other platforms that were out in the last generation. So, you know, it's not the best, but I'll admit they are not the worst compared to some games out there at that time frame. However, the textures, there are less things I can say that are positive about them. Some of them just merge into one. Some of them just look quite ugly. Yeah, they're not very good. Let's just move on about them. But yeah, textures, not very good. Graphics, I think they're aged, but not as badly as some people say. Okay, now I'm on to other things that don't necessarily fit into any other category that I've set it up. And the first thing is car racing. So this is a mini game mode thing they've added in, but I'm sad to say it's quite boring. It doesn't go very fast. Quite ironic, really, because it's a Sonic game, and it's just not fun. So I kind of don't really feel I want to do it. Maybe just do it once or twice, but then I would probably never play it again. So yeah, basically don't necessarily play car racing. However, there is something else called Chow racing. A little bit more funner, and basically chows are these creatures that you raise, they grow, you know, that type of thing. I know it's got a name, I can't think of what it's called. And yeah, you can even give them animals or sprites, I think, or whatever these little creatures are called. And you can make them have their body parts. So just give them the body parts, basically. So that's pretty awesome. And the point of using chows to let them grow and stuff is to try and make them better at racing, because there is a thing called chow racing, very different to the car racing, but because you're not like racing or controlling the chows, you're just encouraging them and trying to make them win and make them the best they can be, and they are really cute. So yeah, they are pretty awesome, and I enjoyed doing it. I think I preferred it in Sonic Adventure 2, but Sonic Adventure 1 was a very good start and good groundwork for it. You know, when I was talking about the characters, I said there was 6, technically 7 characters. Well, the 7th one is Super Sonic, and so he's a form of Sonic, because Sonic transforms into him when he has the 7 Chaos Emeralds, like in all the games. However, sadly, you can't play Super Sonic in the levels. I don't know why. I guess maybe because they thought it might be a bit too fast for him, so it could just be a bit of a mess if they had Super Sonic in all the levels. But yeah, I wish he was in all the levels. And the only level he is in, I have to be honest, isn't very good, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like the final stage, and I like the music. But other than that, it's not very good, in my opinion. It's just hard to control, and not very fun. But, you know, what can you do? So, yeah, I know it's not really a character, because you only can play in one level, and it's just there, I guess, to do some extra stuff. But so, at the moment, you're probably thinking, well, apart from Big the Cat, there seems to be a lot to like about Sonic Adventure and stuff. Well, probably one of the biggest flaws of Sonic Adventure, other than Big the Cat, is that the glitches. It is covered in them, especially in the later levels where the camera is just uncontrollable, and it's just, you like dip in and out, you fall through the ground, it's very random, a lot of things happen. It doesn't like generally lose any frame rate or anything, but it's just, yeah, the glitches are all over the place, and you generally die from them most often. If not, you're about to. So yeah, the glitches are a nightmare, and they apparently are. I don't think a lot of them aren't fixed in later versions. I might be wrong with that, but there are some of them that probably are, some of them aren't. So yeah, if they ever remake Sonic Adventure, I like to just say, Sega, please remake Sonic Adventure. I'm begging you. Can you remove all the glitches, or at least most of them? I doubt you could remove every glitch from the game, but you know. So, yeah, the glitches are a problem with Sonic Adventure, and I think it does turn people away from the fun game, so, you know, but, yeah.
My conclusion for Sonic Adventure is that it holds up not too badly. There are some things that have aged badly, like the glitches, the graphics, but overall it's not too bad, and, you know, I can see why people like this game. Do I think it needs a remake? Absolutely! It could do some polishing up with the glitches and with the graphics, and also they could just remove Big the Cat from the game, or at least not make it like something you have to do. So that is my thoughts on Sonic Adventure. But what do I think about Sonic Adventure 2? For also the Dreamcast. It's also pretty a fun game, and a lot of people do say this is superior over this one. But do I agree? Well, you'll probably have to find out in, I would hopefully not too long, but considering this video took about a few months to make, probably next year. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for Sonic Adventure 2, coming up probably in a year's time.